We started up 2018, we just thinking we were going to be running as a bookshop and music shop, putting vinyl in and books, CDs, DVDs, etc. But quite quickly the community started coming to us and telling me particularly, I've just written a book, can I sell it in your shop as a concession? Rather than turn everybody away, I started to say to everybody that asked, yeah, we'll sell your book, we'll sell your artisan equipment, things, we'll sell your records, your music. So we were very kind of welcoming to the community, and it was the community really that told us what they wanted to do in the first 2 years. This was a bookshop, an antiquarian bookshop, for 16 years before I came here. And it was a specialist bookshop on that basis, and I would say it was mainly Gwelos coming here. Some locals, but mainly Gwelos. When I started here, I really wanted it to be for the community and for everyone. I don't want to be a Gwelo shop. I really don't want that badge. So I stocked up on Hong Kong books, I stocked up on, I didn't say no to people donating French books, German books, Italian books. We started to put, the window is 50% Chinese as it is English. And so that has worked in a positive way. But I would say still we're probably at maybe 60-40 in terms of what I would call Gwelo expats coming to the shop, 60%, 40% the rest. For me, I welcome everybody that comes here, and actually the Hong Kongers that come here say what a great Chinese section we've got, and so I tell them, go out there and tell everybody, But then I further developed it as I've gone along really. So to start with, we were a little bit raw and we were a bit rusty. We would get somebody in, they would come and do a talk. We would use maybe the big screen here, do a PowerPoint, have a bunch of people in. And then as the talks went by, we basically started to look at filming them. So with a mate of mine, we started to put them out on Facebook Live. And so that gave people an immediate, platform. So we became, I suppose, a content creator after becoming a shop. So that was our extra kind of add-on. Early days, again, it was all about books, so it seemed that everybody that came to us, and that's largely from Discovery Bay, from Mui Wo, from Tong Fuk, from Shui Hao, from Chengsha, this side of the island, these were people coming to me, that were authors. We also had a few international authors, people like Paul French, who was a friend anyway and coming here. So he did one of the early talks as well. So that built our concessions from 1 to where we are today. We've got 50 concessions today, 50. That was the first thing I said when I started here is we will be a community store, we will serve the locals. I knew this wouldn't be necessarily a profit-making business, and that's fine with me. It can run flat, I can live with running flat. I can't live with massive losses, but so far so good. Lantau is quite a creative place. It's close to nature, people can think here. Lama is, again, reportedly quite a creative place.
Stay away from crowds after work. Wash hands frequently and keep the workplace clean. Visit coronavirus.gov.hk for details.
Staying at home, the kids were off school first of all back in January, and so the parents were at the loose end and they were coming here, bringing their children. The sales of children's books went up because they wanted to basically home educate and keep the kids happy at home. So that worked for us in a positive way. The other things that started to happen is that people were locked up at home and they were realising actually what we're going to do every day, so they started tidying up and clearing up their homes and boxing things up and then wanting to put them somewhere and then give them to somewhere good. So we ended up profiting, I suppose, by getting a whole raft of books, not vinyl actually, CDs and DVDs, but everybody started clearing out. So not a day went past where we didn't have boxes on the outside of the shop waiting to be unpacked, cleaned and put out on the shelves. To a certain extent, what's happened to us in this last 6 months is the shop has started to fill up massively. We've gone up a layer on the shelves here. I've spent my life cleaning and pricing, which is not really what I want to do, but you got to, you know, if it's not out there, you can't sell it, can you? So yeah, and we've expanded it internally, if you like. We're at sort of breaking point now, because not only that, I was very mindful of, yeah, it's good to get stock, fine, but at the same time, I wanted 2020 to be about musicians coming to the shop. I wanted this year to be a time where we could reach out to, you know, local musicians and say, come here, do an hour's gig for us, we'll put you on Facebook Live, and we'll entertain everybody. Staff-wise here, we run on volunteers. We have 2 volunteers who are Hong Kongers, and so they're going to have to help me out a whole lot more, because when I first started with Chinese books, I didn't even know which way to price them or put them up. So now I've learned a lot more, of course. But so, yeah, I would say that, yeah, we're going to have to adapt. You know, that's what life's about, isn't it, really, I suppose, adapt or die. And it may be that a bookshop and a vinyl shop and a CD shop and a DVD shop, you know, it is the old sort of analog world, isn't it, really, that is dying out. So, you know, where that takes me next, I don't know. What I do know is that this is my passion. I love books and I love music and I love film, you know, and so that was my obvious first gambit. You know, come back in 2 years' time, I might be selling shoes or even headache pills.
Scraping and following you around with